What's up? It's your boy Stevie83 and we're back with another react. You know what I'm saying? Today we're reacting to this stupid ass shooter that shot somebody inside the Hard Rock Cafe. I don't know if he was gambling, lost all his money and got mad over this stuff. I don't know what happened, but this boy got bogus and shot the place up. These people crazy. Dude already pointing at him. Look at homeboy in the back pointing at him.
This is Edgar Delgado.
Edgar, what are you doing, bro?
He fatally shot an innocent man.
Were you with what happened?
I don't know who is the man who's shot. Can you tell me the name so I know if it's him or not?
I don't know.
I was with Omar.
And is Omar the one that was shooting?
I don't know.
Oh my God, what a dumbass. This witness ain't worth a...
He's light-skinned, he's Mexican.
What was he wearing last night? What color shirt?
I don't know the shirt, but he's wearing a hat.
Get it together, my boy. What are you doing up here?
All units be advised. We received reports of a shooting at Hard Rock Casino in Lake Tahoe.
Don't go there.
Inside the building.
He's inside still.
202-23.
I like, cha-ching, I gotta get a couple more pennies out this bit before I squabble out here. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him, dumbo running.
Get on your knees. Get on your knees!
Oh, my. It ain't even him.
Just received an update. He got some information that the suspect possibly left.
There he goes. Is that him?
Oh,
he's out. He made it out. Disclaimer, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not get me in no kind of bull crap. Ain't no hate to nobody or nothing. This me having fun, cutting it up, reacting to this. These people crazy.
I didn't know. I just remember we were talking for like a while, you know, and then that's it.
At 2 a.m. on March 25th, 2023, Edgar Delgado enters Hard Rock Casino and meets 32-year-old Omar Garcia, where they spend the next 6 hours together, drinking and having a good time.
Why? You don't even know this man. You're hugging him?
Something begins to anger Edgar. The tension rises. An argument bursts out, and Edgar grabs Garcia by the neck and whispers something in his ear.
What is this? What's he doing? You trying to cuddle up with him, whispering sweet nothings in his ear?
To the extent that Garcia stops resisting.
And then you pop him because what? He won't give you his number?
Knowing that this fight is not worth his life. But Edgar sees his chance and pulls out his gun before Garcia even has a moment to react. And seconds later...
popped him!
A single gunshot
right in the
rings throughout the Hard Rock
We call
Casino.
that a toppy
Had little to no chance of survival. He was shot directly in the temple, and every passing second meant a step closer to death. Soon after, panic erupted in the hotel. Employees and residents scrambled to get a hold of authorities as dozens of 911 calls began pouring in. Immediately, a team of 100 officers was put together from multiple police departments and sent to the Hard Rock Casino and Hotel.
Okay, well, let's go. We gotta go this
They gotta send 20 of them on the beat around the block. Some can't all be in this bit. We gonna get friendly fire. You know what I mean? Play Warzone, friendly fire.
Important to note is the fact that officers have almost no information on the situation
and they
itself.
not running fair. You see that little light jaw?
Shooting, and now there's a man lying dead in front of the bar.
You're getting way too big for your boots. You're never too big for the boot. I got the big size toes on my feet. Your face ain't big for my boot.
Also know that the Hard Rock Casino is a massive complex with over 670 rooms, and that gunman could be hiding anywhere.
Anywhere, like this. Where the cops at?
Hey,
excuse my hair.
Ryan's gonna take us second floor because the stairwell's on the outside.
All right, Ryan, get on up there, boy.
Right here, second floor. We'll hit our stairwells up.
What are we gonna rate this dude on a goofy meter when he gets caught? I'm gonna give him like a 7 so far. Because he's
After
still
shooting,
free. They ain't got
officers
him yet.
always need to establish control.
He could have done
over the
got in there,
situation the
doing,
moment they
switched his
arrive on
little
the
fit
scene.
up. By the
That's
way,
why this team
I'm looking
immediately moves
groovy.
in to secure the stairwells, because they lack security and connect to several parts of the building, which provides an easy escape route for the shooter.
I know he ain't on no
That
roof.
said, the shooter's identity is still unknown, and the officers
Still
need to treat
unknown.
everyone they encounter as a potential threat until confirmed otherwise.
Drinking that scissor, in case y'all don't know.
Where's your room?
If you want to know,
Get back in your room and stay
glistening
there.
like a bit.
Claire, go ahead.
Hold there, put your baton right here.
Your baton. Don't.
Go with.
I'm on the wall already. I know what time it is.
After quickly confirming that these are innocent civilians and not the shooter, officers can now move towards evacuating them.
I'm not moving. Hands is up, my boy.
And you got two coming down. Two coming down.
Two coming down.
All the way down. All the way down. All the way down. Hands up. Let's go, boys. Good call, sir. Thank you.
I'd be out there,
Keep going all the way down. Somebody.
so fast. You have down them steps and everything. I'd be sliding the pole.
While this team is clearing this part of the stairwells, another team on the casino floor works on securing the crime scene and providing life-saving assistance to the victim.
That boy done. They done sent him up top. He up top with it. He up top with it.
Although emergency services
Damn.
were quick to respond and Garcia was transported out quickly, it was far too late to save
Moment of silence for my boy.
He was
That's all he
pronounced
gets.
dead
Look at him.
within minutes.
You shouldn't have
Worst
been
of
all up.
the
Why
killer
you
was
up
still
on that
the
boy
loose,
like
and
that?
every second wasted
First of
meant
all, I know it's a sad situation. Somebody lost their life. It's nothing to joke about, and I don't want to his family. I don't want to. This is just a reaction, my reaction of my stupid butt in here acting stupid. But it shouldn't have happened. First off, if you're in there drinking and you just meet somebody, stand back. Keep it away from him a little bit. Don't be up. This boy's hugging him, probably giving him his information out, telling him about his family. I know how it is when you drink it. Believe me, I used to drink heavy, but I wouldn't be hugged up with this motherfucker. I'd be maybe sitting at a table with him, across the table with him, and I'm watching his every move, his hand, and then I see the gun. As soon as I see the gun, I'm out, bro. It's over. As soon as you pull that piece out, I'm out. Unless, but you know,
that
man.
officers were
Him,
further
if
away
I
from
was
catching
him.
him, and more innocent lives
Not me,
were in
God can't.
danger.
Shit, I
That
got
is
mine
why
on
the team
me
on the
too.
casino floor immediately starts gathering
Might have a
witness
damn
statements to try and
pew-pew
figure
out
out
in this
exactly
big.
what
I
happened.
mean,
The first was someone who was able to get a closer look at the crime scene
What?
immediately after Garcia was shot.
Was that the only shell casing you found that was spent?
No, the spent one's right here next to this. Here, hold on.
He only popped one in that dude's temple, and that was it. A little scary. And I bet if he did, he wouldn't have never did it unless he was.
The word was that they were struggling.
Yeah.
Like just holding the arm down, and then I guess got free and one shot.
So one shot.
That's
Where'd he
why
get?
I think the guy's still alive.
That's how it's supposed to be if you're an average hunter.
Oh, it was in the
It's supposed
head.
to be like that. One shot, one ill,
Next
baby.
witness was a girl that Omar was on a date with just hours before the murder.
Nah,
Were
but-
you with what happened?
So I'm confused. I don't know. Omar got murdered. Or is Omar
Can
a
you tell me
shooter?
the name so I know
Yeah.
if it's him or not?
I don't know.
Okay, I was with Omar.
And is Omar the one that was shooting?
I don't know. What happened? What happened was I came in here after my work with a man named Omar as a date.
First off, this woman is dumb.
Omar, what did Omar look
Hispanic, handsome.
like? Did he have a beard?
Handsome. That's a good observation for a man,
What's that?
a cop. He's handsome.
I just met him last week
So you
or
don't
2
know if he
weeks
has
ago.
a beard?
I just met him, but I know he's like close contact with a lot of people in town.
Okay.
I know that he's very important in town as a person.
Hey,
you know
no
what I
man
mean? Like
is
everyone loves
important to
him.
me.
Description though, does he have a beard?
He has a beard. He's light skinned. He's Mexican.
What was he wearing last night? What color shirt?
I don't know the shirt, but he's wearing a hat. A
So
backwards
Omar
hat
got
or
down.
black.
Omar's the one that got down. Rest in peace.
Okay.
Even though this girl was praying that it wasn't who she thought, she does not know yet that it was in fact Omar.
I mean, with his crooked ears and stuff, I mean, he is a good-looking young man. Good-looking young man.
Officers cannot spend any time on grievances.
Man, ain't no way you get that call, man. I can't even imagine getting that call. Somebody telling my kids
who
done.
he could possibly harm next. This is where they begin executing the last step of their response, chasing the shooter down, which begins with multiple SWAT teams initiating a wide search of the entire building, checking every hall and every corner.
I'm gonna monetize that. BDD. DBD, I mean. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. Don't hate. Appreciate for us dyslexic people out there. Keep pushing. Push.
Yep. Good job.
202. We will be on floor 9.
Floor 9. Damn, imagine that. Look, he wore out now. What's that vest weigh? Probably like 2 pounds.
Hey, push your hands.
Show me your hands.
I can go ahead and call you.
Show me your hands.
I've been crying.
Show me your hands.
I've been crying.
Turn around.
I've been crying. That don't mean nothing stupid.
Down here.
I've been crying.
Call me 911.
Both of you step over here.
Okay.
Step behind us.
Yes, sir. Guys.
What? That boy is scared. I ain't never seen nobody stick freeze up like that when the cops are around.
Hey, listen to me. Hey, both of you. He's in a hotel somewhere. One at a time.
I know, that's why we stayed.
Okay, you guys need to get into the stairwell.
Okay,
let's stay.
Dude's just peeking.
Sheriff's office, come out now!
He peeked out.
It's your hands.
Oh shit.
We thought it was our kids. Our kids are in a couple rooms down.
Listen to me. You guys need to stay in this room.
My kids though, bro.
Okay.
Nah, I'm going for my kids.
Come out. Okay.
Nah.
There's an active shooter right now. Stay in the room.
At this point in time, officers do not have access to any of the CCTV footage, and it is difficult for them to find out who exactly the man is, let alone where he went. But getting their hands on this footage should only be a question of time. The security of casinos are often incredibly high, designed to quickly de-escalate dangerous situations like this, as we will come to see later in this video. The reason for this is part because of a shooting that happened back in Las Vegas in 2017. Due to the failure of that casino hotel's security, they were forced to pay out over $800 million to the victims of the shooting, ensuring that security would be increased on all casino hotels, much like this one. Actually,
we need a helicopter to drop 50 more people on the top to work down. By the time you get to the top of that building, you ain't gonna have no energy to do shit.
We need to make sure who's in here and who's not, okay?
Go ahead, step right here.
Bro.
Just you two?
Why is everybody there with their kids? You go down there to gamble and to drink.
Hello. I got this one. Hi, with Sheriff's Office. Everybody good in here?
Yeah, we're good.
How many people?
4.
4? Y'all here?
Yeah.
Okay, can we just check, make sure everybody's okay? Nobody's hiding?
No,
Awesome.
you got a warrant. Well, they in a hotel room. How does that work?
That's all good?
Yeah.
All right.
They're smiling and shit. They ain't see that. He could be cooking. On the way to, what is that, Reno? That's close to that.
With your hands up.
Oh my God.
Put your no clothes on, of course. You're alright, so we don't need to come on.
Just come on out for a second.
Over here, we'll get you some pants, okay?
Anybody else in the room?
Okay.
This boy, Butterball, man, you know he was in that bed like,
We'll talk to you in a second.
oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, I'm broke but I got a baby. He's in there spanking that thing like, look at him.
Just go in the room and hang tight.
Although the Fourth Amendment bars officers from warrant with searches under most circumstances, this scenario is an exception as it is classified as an exigent circumstance.
You're doing a strokey-dokey in there.
I think you're interesting.
Situations where people are in imminent danger, where evidence faces imminent destruction, or prior to a suspect's imminent escape, much like in this active shooting. But even with this privilege, officers need to pick up their pace, because only 2 of the 5 apartments on this floor have been searched, and the killer could be in any one of them.
Imagine them a paraglide off the roof.
Open the door. Can you see your hands?
Anyone else in there with you?
No,
just you? Great. Is anybody hurt in here?
No.
No? Okay.
So is that the girlfriend from the other dude? Like, why is she in there alone? You're in
I
Vegas.
just gotta make sure. Nobody hurt.
Vegas. You're in Vegas.
No, I don't.
They're gonna shoot on the casino floor,
Oh my God.
Sorry. Thank you. Sheriff's office, open the door.
This is crazy. I swear they're gonna be wore out by the time they get up there to get him.
Open the door, let me see your hands.
Just him.
Thank you, open the door. Oh, shit. Who else is inside? My son.
Oh,
Clear. We had a shooting incident at the hotel. I can make sure there's no suspects in there, okay? Keep your hands up.
I'll be like, yeah, right.
How many are in here? Just two of you? Just me and my son, yes, sir. Okay, everybody's accounted for? Yes, sir. Good. Move it.
Even with such extensive manpower,
you would be
SWAT is having a
scared, right?
difficult time tracking down the
I
killer.
would.
But they had one more apartment left, and the individual they came face to face with was someone who could
The
very well
last
be
room.
the killer.
Sir, open the door. What's up? Sheriff's office, open the door. Finishing this way. Open the door. I'm gonna break the door down and come in. Okay? We're having a shooting. We're checking for people, so please open the door. Me and my son's in the shower right now. Okay, open the door. You're not going in the shower. I understand that. Open the door, please. What do you want to do? We're searching to make sure everyone is okay. Okay. Yes. Did you just turn it on? Yes. Off or on? It's on. It's on. So I need you to open the door, sir. But if you're coming in with SWAT gear, I've been sleeping. Okay, my gun is down and it's holstered, okay? I just need you to open the door so I can talk to you here and make sure everyone's okay that's inside the room, okay? We had an active shooter on the casino floor. Everyone's okay in here. Okay, I need you to open the door so we can make sure. Are you looking for somebody? Sir, I'm really trying not to make it difficult. I'm not trying to make it difficult. You are making it difficult. All I need is you to open the door. You're not going to break down that door. I'm not going to break down the door. I just need you to open this door. You're not going in there when he's naked in the shower. I'm not going in the shower. I just need you to open this door. Then why do you need to open this door? You're not telling me much. We don't know. We had an active shooter on the.
This boy is cooking though. He knows his rights.
Every single room, right?
He knows his rights.
Out of all the casinos, out of every room guest that we've been to, you're the only one that's not opened the door. You have probable cause to come in here.
Refusing to cooperate in an active shooter situation is one of the worst decisions this man could have taken. To make things
He's
worse,
going to
he
jail
mentions the presence of someone
for a
else in the
long
apartment.
time.
This is why officers have to be incredibly careful in dealing with this situation, because for all they know, behind
That's
this
him.
door could be someone ready to shoot at them.
I'll wait. If you want me to wait till your son gets out of the shower so I can talk to him. Thank you, sir. You're not coming in all the time and breaking down the door to go in the shower. I'm not going to break down the door to go into the shower, okay? It's my kid, he's in the shower. There's no reason for it.
We've told you 4 times. We're just checking the room to make sure no one's in there with a gun. Just let him through.
This guy's got a gun.
Yeah, in case there's another guy in the room with one.
Please put the gun down. It's down, sir, okay? It was pointed at me. It's not pointed at you. Down. Okay? You have ID, sir. I do have ID. I don't. Okay. Who else, besides you and your son, who else is here? Nobody's here, as you see. Okay. Can I come in and look on the other side of that bed over there? Yes, you can come in and look. All right, thank you.
Fortunately, the apartment seemed relatively safe
Ah,
for
that
officers
boy
to enter.
cooking
But
them
the suspect's
police.
behavior
What?
causes them to think that he might have been
See?
in contact with the shooter
No, you're
and
right.
need to interview both him and his son.
And you're the only two that are in the room? We are the only two that are in the room. I'm gonna wait right here. Can you ask your son to maybe just off the shower, put on a towel, and stick his head out so I can verify he's okay? Yeah. Okay. How you doing, sir? Good. Good. I'm Sergeant Stork with the
They're
Sheriff's
with
Office. Sorry for the rude awakening. We had an active shooter on the casino floor, so we're going room to room, making sure everyone's okay, no one was shot. There's no one that's tried to come in, get in your room. Okay? Obviously, just you and just father, right? Have you apprehended the suspect?
They wouldn't be here
I do
if
not
they
know
did,
yet.
stupid. Come on.
So, no. Believe or not? So we're asking people to shelter in place right now. We're pretty close to being done, so I say give about a half hour, call down. the front desk and ask if it's okay to come on out.
A shelter in place is an
Shut the
emergency
door.
protocol deployed to protect citizens in case of an emergency. By
Right.
staying put in safe places like their apartments, any threats are deterred from being able to harm individuals.
Nah, I'm not doing
But
that
now,
if there's a
though,
serious
this man
threat
showed
there.
no
I'm
proof
out
of
of there.
being affiliated with the shooting, so officers decide to move on. But even with the
They
5
need to
apartments
move on.
searched, there was no sign of the killer. The only option officers had left was to begin searching even more rooms on the higher floors. But this
What?
would cost them precious time.
There he is.
Time that they did not have.
Look at him.
This is why they turned to the
Stolen,
hotel
calling
CCTV
somebody.
footage in hopes of getting a lead on who the man is and, most importantly, where he ran off to.
He gone. He like went out.
I'm taking her upstairs to look at the camera.
Fortunately, this proves to be a big breakthrough in the case, as officers soon find footage of the man running off from the crime scene. Officers
Look
finally
at
had
him.
an image of
Look
what the
at him.
suspect looked like, and it was soon sent to every single team in the hotel.
Oh, my.
Not even minutes
He's
later,
cooked now.
officers
They
get a
got
lead.
him.
A man in the lobby who matches the image
Oh
exactly.
my goodness, they got him. He's still in the hotel. He had all that time to get away, and he stayed.
Hey, hands up. Put your hands up. Get on your knees. Get on your knees. Down. Get on your knees. You two, get the out of the way. You out. Let's get the wall. Let's get the wall. Let's get the wall. Turn around this wall.
What the fuck? Oh my God, I wouldn't let him do that to me, bro. I'd be like the other dude, like.
Huh? What room?
I don't know.
No, hey, get the out of here.
Cover down, look at this.
Coffee up.
Coffee? It's time to bracelets on, but they don't look like mine.
Cross-referencing the image to the suspect, the two are almost an exact match. However, officers are still not entirely certain and need to have a closer look before taking the next step.
They gotta make sure.
Hey, I'm take off. Hey, take his cap off.
Take all that off. Get him naked if you got to.
Do you have any tattoos, buddy? Where are your tattoos at?
Behind my arm.
Let's take off. Hey.
They don't need all that. All the way down to the t-shirt. What did he say? Not him?
Check his right. Let me see his right arm.
So this is what we're looking for, buddy.
Dude's got similar styles.
It wasn't him.
Unfortunately, this turned out to be a dead end. This was not the man that the officers were looking for,
Wow.
and the frustration clearly began to grow.
Were you out in the casino floor before you came down?
We were at the restaurant and then went straight to the room.
Their surveillance guys did not know anything about this when I went up there. Zero. I gave them a picture when I went up there.
Always south side with the gun.
Right now.
That's the last thing they are.
These cops are lost. I swear to goodness, I've never seen nothing like this in my life.
Let's get you out of here.
It is around this time that officers make a crucial breakthrough in the case.
It was him.
Digging deeper into CCTV and tracking back the shooter's movements, they discover that their man is not a visitor, but a tenant named Edgar Julian Delgado, who checked into the hotel the day before with his girlfriend, Savannah Tautapale. Right after the murder, Edgar is seen rushing to his room and coming out with a handful of bags.
Oh
Savannah
my
soon
goodness.
joins him and they exit the hotel. Edgar, along with his girlfriend, were now on the run.
On the loose,
Despite
boys.
the fast response from police, Edgar
Fast
was able
response.
to escape because no one had a description of the suspect yet. And as we would later see, he even had a close call with an officer before he escaped.
What?
Immediately after finding out Edgar had escaped,
Oh my
all
goodness.
roads and highways in the state were
Everything's
placed under
shut.
heavy monitoring. They were not going to let a murderer escape. And while they waited for Edgar to fall into their hands, they began interviewing hotel employees to understand the
fall into
motives
their
behind
hands.
his murder, starting with a security guard who was present at the time of the murder, Robert Bells.
And as he and I were finishing the cigarettes, we heard a loud boom, like a shot. Within 10 seconds, the dispatcher, who was Santos Nunez, said someone has been shot at Center Bar.
And he relayed that information over the radio?
He relayed that information over the radio. I heard.
So he's got his shit on lock. He's in there.
Stepped into the center hallway and proceeded down towards the Center Bar when I saw a rather large man, about 6 foot, 6'1", walking in my direction.
Okay.
My thought was, this is the guy who just shot someone at the bar, because he seemed a little agitated walking. So I immediately turned around. I stayed far away enough till he exited to the left going towards security podium. That's when I walked out.
This dude got it all. He's very descriptive. That's the type of people you need.
Shot at the bar, and that's when I walked over and I saw a man laying there in a pool of blood at the bar.
From what Robert says, the killing itself was quite a big scene at the Center Bar, yet the response was so slow that Edgar was not only given the time to escape, but pack his belongings before doing so.
Right?
To make matters
How did
worse,
it take that
Edgar
long?
actually walked in front of the security podium, the point at which the entirety of the casino's security cameras were managed by guards. Security likely decided that pursuing an armed suspect, especially one responsible for a shooting, was not a wise decision to make, and rather opted to keep tabs on his whereabouts. Regardless, it is unfortunate that Edgar was given enough time to escape comfortably. At this point, officers move on to the next employee, Noble, who gives more insight into what the two were talking about.
I don't know how you can get any more descriptive than that.
Were you able to hear what kind of conversations they were having, what they were talking about?
Not exactly. I wasn't really processing. It was still kind of early for me. It was kind of background noise to me, but
okay.
They were,
Now, well, as they're being loud, was it a loud argument? Were they?
See, that ain't me. I got my ears, and if I'm there all around, I would, and I'm a little bit nosy because I'd definitely be in their conversation. You heard me?
Just being loud, laughing, joking.
It seemed more like just kind of tough buddy stuff, I guess. More joking, I would think.
In what way would you describe that, the tough buddy stuff? Comments,
like
each
they
other?
did mention they were starting it like, oh, joking, like I could kick your ass. No, no, you can't, type thing.
Okay.
And that's when they started just scruffling up a little bit.
Do you remember who told who initiated that type of conversation?
No, I can say for sure.
Friendly banter turning into a murder is something highly unusual. There is a crucial piece of the puzzle that detectives are missing out on, and the only person who can give it to them is Edgar himself.
Yep.
But in order to catch him, officers have to be patient. They already know what his car looks like from the CCTV footage.
He better be
checkpoints
long
have been set
gone.
up on all roads leading to the Hard Rock
I would
Casino.
already got me a different
This meant
car.
that it was only a matter of time before Edgar
Well,
fell into
there
their
he
hands.
goes.
And sure enough,
Here he
hours later,
comes.
Edgar's vehicle would approach one of these
Hours
checkpoints
later.
on Highway 50. There was no escaping anymore, and officers could finally get the answers they've been so desperately
Why the
searching
hell
for.
did you shoot that man? I can't say that S word. Why'd you pop off this man?
Edgar, my name is Steve Schultz.
Wow.
Nice to meet you. What's your last name, Edgar?
Delgado Gallardo.
Delgado?
Gallardo.
Gallardo?
Gallardo is my maiden name, so I don't go by Betmanis.
So you go by Edgar
Delgado.
Delgado.
Yeah.
Edgar Delgado.
Edgar, I'm going to want to talk to you back here in the town of Southlake. Okay?
That's fine.
So
fine.
the sheriff's department here in California is going to bring you back so that we might be able to talk to you.
I don't have my glasses, so I can't see.
Where are your glasses?
I have no idea. They might be in my girlfriend's car.
That's your girlfriend's car?
Yeah.
Yeah, they always in a girl's car. Always in my girl
so
shit.
I'd like to meet with you. I'm just going to have my partner take a couple of photographs of you. Where did Kruger?
He is in Nevada or California?
I am a Nevada detective. So I'm from the state of Nevada where the casinos are.
Yeah.
You're being held right now
in California
by the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office.
Even though Edgar was arrested in California, he'll still be charged under Nevada law.
Hey, damn right he is. Nevada's getting his ass.
In fact, California police will need to send Edgar back to Nevada through a process called extradition. This is required by the extradition clause
you gotta go in and waive your extradition right.
Which
gotta get rid of them.
That if someone commits a crime in one state and flees to another, they must be returned to the state where the crime occurred to face trial. This ensures that Edgar is tried based on laws of the state where the crime happened. And
exactly.
First-degree murder
you do the
results
crime,
in either
you do the
life without
time.
parole or 50 years with the possibility of parole after 20.
Come to Las Vegas for vacation, leave on probation type deal.
So I'm gonna give
I've been drinking since like we got into over there at like what 1:30, and I've been drinking till like 7 a.m.
Okay. So what I want you to do is I just want you to have a seat in that car.
God, he's been drunk. He's ready to sleep now. I'd be ready.
Okay?
After you ever
I'm
been
good for now.
drunk and then undrunk, when you get undrunk, you feel
after taking the life
terrible.
of someone who wished to be friends with him.
Ready to go to sleep.
This explains several of Edgar's mannerisms.
He thinks he's a gangster.
Slurred speech, the lack of understanding, his stumbling while escaping from the casino, and most importantly, his sudden impulse to shoot Garcia.
Drunk.
Although aggression to this extent stems from an individual's personal decisions, alcohol can often act as a catalyst. According to the NIH and WHO, alcohol is the most commonly associated drug with aggression compared to others that affect body function.
That's crazy.
This means that
I
Garcia
didn't know
was
that. Did
murdered
you guys know
at
that?
the whims of a twisted drunkard. And Edgar needs to give them
drunkard.
answers. But before an interview proceeds with him, detectives decide to interrogate his girlfriend, Savannah, in order to understand
They
Edgar
gotta
as
get
a
the
person,
girl first. Y'all
possibly
pay
giving them
attention.
invaluable
If
evidence
you're out there
to
doing
charge him
crime,
with
tell
murder.
your girlfriend, man, she better be solid.
My name is Nadine.
See what she's got to say.
That's my last name. Nice to meet you as well. I'm a detective with Douglas County Sheriff's Office on the Nevada side. I would like to talk to you about what happened.
What you got to say? Huh?
That kind of led up to you being contacted by Colorado County Sheriff's Office. From the time that you arrived in Tahoe until the time you left Tahoe, and tell me everything that happened from the beginning to the middle to the end in as much detail as you can.
So we
Run that
we
back.
went straight to the Hard Rock. We parked in the front. We walked in, checked in, moved. But after we checked in, we went and we parked in the parking garage, and then we went to our hotel. We went
Average,
up to the hotel
average
room,
stuff.
and then,
Average stuff. Average stuff.
We went down to the casino area and we had a few drinks, and then I was not feeling well, so we went back up to the room and I was puking, and then
She's a
he
lightweight.
left. He said he was going to be back in 30 minutes, and then I fell asleep on the back floor.
Okay.
And then I woke up to him calling me saying, "Let's go, we need to leave." And I kept asking him what happened.
Yeah.
He just kept saying, "Let's go." I was getting frustrated. I was like, "Why? I'm hungover. I want to sleep. What's going on?"
Right. She don't want to do nothing but sleep.
Just kept saying over and over, "Let's go, let's go, let's go." And I assumed that he had been gambling and he lost money and he was mad.
No, don't think that.
And so we grabbed our stuff and we walked to the car, and that's when we saw cops pulling up, and the cops told us, they said there's someone with a gun or someone got shot, and then he turned around, faced them, put his hands up, and I looked at him, I was like, "What are you doing?" And then I just said, "Babe, let's go." They just said, "Someone has a gun, let's go." And so
Oh
we
my
went to the
God.
car.
It is likely that Savannah genuinely did not know why she was being rushed to leave
She
in the
is
heat
just
of the
there.
moment.
He didn't even
Unfortunately,
tell
due
his
to
own
Edgar's
girl.
horrible decisions, she
Like,
is now
what?
an accomplice
Look at her.
in her
She don't
boyfriend's
even know
escape. So
nothing.
either she tries to
She
defend
ain't
him
gonna get
and
no
risk
time
being charged
unless
as an
he,
accomplice in
you
murder,
know what I mean, tells
or
him
fess
some
up
crazy
and answer
story.
every question honestly,
You know what I mean?
especially the ones about his
Let's
past.
hear it.
How did you meet Edgar? How do you know him?
We went to high school together, but we were never really talking in high school. And then I started working at a bar, and he is my boss.
Okay, it's your boss.
Oh my God.
What do you know about him and his history?
She's
before
screwing the
meeting you?
boss.
Nothing.
Okay, don't really know anything.
I just know that we went to school together.
Okay. Do you know anything about Edgar, his wife, things he may or may not
I
have
bet she
done
knows
in
how
between
big
when
his
you knew him in high
poo
school and
is.
when you
I
knew
bet
him
she
as your
knows
boss at
that.
the Red Room? Okay, have you guys had, some
I bet she
couples
knows that
don't really
shit.
have the, this is my history talk. Some do.
We have not.
You have not had that talk. Okay.
For now, the detective
The
believes
history
that
taught, like
Savannah
how many
isn't
people you
comfortable
laid down
enough to
with, how many
reveal
people I laid
details,
down
and
with.
decides
That's
to take
what's
an alternative
in case y'all don't know.
By explaining the
Body
trouble she's
count.
in and mounting some pressure, there is a chance that crucial information can be squeezed out of her.
Squeeze. That's what the cops do. Squeeze. You like some pump, man. Fuck 12. Nah, just
or have a suspicion of it.
we don't condone that. We're family friendly over here.
And then if you help them escape, that's a crime.
Be your family
by
friend,
driving
cause we
away
can
from the
take
scene,
you out. Type
you put yourself in a really bad spot.
Nah, I'm joking.
Help me help you, right? I need to know everything. I'm going to be blunt with you. He shot that guy. I have a video of it. I watched it with my own eyes. Okay, because you got yourself wrapped up into a mess.
She don't even
let's go
know.
back. He calls you at some point. Take me from the time he called you, and please, Savannah, be as detailed as you can about what he said to you, because I can see him calling you on the surveillance video. I can see him on the phone. So what did he say to you?
Get your chip
He
ready.
said, grab the bags, let's, and he just kept saying, repeating that over and over. Just
Okay.
grab the bags, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Okay, so then he gets up to the room. Be super specific. What is everything that happened from the time he walked into that
She
room?
packing the
until
bags,
time you
lady.
guys
What
walked out of
the
room?
f? She done told you.
He just said, let's go, we need to go, and I kept asking him.
Now listen, guys. I've been in this situation before. Like I've had the police on my ass, and I had to go. Sometimes, if you're like, if I was him, and I just bodied the person, I'm not even going back upstairs to tell her nothing. I'm taking her car, leaving her there. It's the best thing for her. And I'm gone because these cops are not playing. They might shoot me, you know, whatever. They could do whatever to me, but I'm not putting her in it.
What's going on, and he seemed
Because he might be at the time, he might be on my timing, you know what I mean? He might be ready to pew pew at the coppers, you know what I mean? The Wild Wild West type shit.
So he said, we need to go to Mexico. The time that he walked into the room, alright, so you guys get your stuff together. He says, we need to go to Mexico. Keeps telling you, we gotta fucking go.
Type
You guys
shit.
leave. You walk out to the parking structure and you're contacted by the police. I heard you say that the police approached and he put his hands up and turned. And you started to tell me what he said to you, and then you stopped.
Because I don't really remember exactly what he said.
I don't need verbatim. Give me the gist of what it was that he said to you.
I had just woken up. Everything was a blur. I genuinely.
She's not telling the
Don't
truth.
remember? Okay. So I'm picturing it in my head because I wasn't there, but I don't want to get it wrong. So when you say, like, can you give me a demonstration of what he did when the police approached? Like, what did he do body language?
Lady.
What did he do?
Well,
He's scared. He come running in to get your bag.
Dropped his hat on the ground and
Let's go.
put his hands up.
What does his backpack look like?
I think it's a Jordan backpack. It's black. The only other things in the car were my bag, which is green, and he had another black duffel bag.
They
The
rifling
bag
through all
that
that.
Savannah mentions contains several of Edgar's items, including the weapon he used to kill Garcia.
Ooh, what is that, a 40?
Okay, barrels towards me.
Barrels. And then it looks like the mag and the gun are separate.
Slide is open.
Okay. And there's a magazine with it.
So let's watch for trace evidence or anything on the barrel or anything like that.
Any trace, don't touch it.
It's a 26.
So it's a Glock 26.
Yep.
This information is what
So
the detective
40.
uses to not only make sure that Savannah is telling the truth, but to find out whether this murder was premeditated or not.
You know they came here to do that stuff.
Firearm on a regular basis? Did you know he was carrying a firearm?
I knew that he had it with him.
Okay.
I didn't know that he had it when we were like in.
On him.
Okay. So you were
Having
aware of
it,
that. No,
having
just
one
generally
and
carry
having it on him,
you
that's
go
a
out.
big difference.
No.
I guess I'm trying to wrap my
Anytime
mind
I
around,
go
you know,
out, I
sometimes
got my
people,
little P with
for
me.
instance, law enforcement,
I only need to
carry
know
everywhere
one
they go.
name. That's
Nature of the
Bo
job, right?
Nick.
Some people only carry it sometimes if they feel like there might be a problem, or they feel threatened, or it's a bad environment, or something like that. And other people carry it all the time. Just
Make sure y'all watch this shit to the end too, bro, because I need 4,000 more watch
So he
hours.
doesn't have it on him all the time. Do you have any idea what would
4,000.
have
That's a
prompted
lot
him
of
to
watch
carry it
hours.
today.
But that
When he
just
came
means I
back
need to
the
put in
room,
my
Did you
work.
see the gun in his possession?
No. I saw it when we were leaving the hotel room about to go to the car.
And where did you see it at?
He I think he put it in his like box. I don't know if it's like a gun case or what it is.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Say that for me one more time. You saw it when you were leaving the room.
No,
from the room to the car.
Okay, so
he stopped and he put it
in a box.
I think it's his gun case.
Under normal
He put it away.
circumstances, it would not have been odd for
Means he
Edgar
got
to carry
scared.
a weapon. This
He
is
got
because he
scared.
worked as a security guard in Santa Cruz, and due to the nature of his job, one would expect him to be safety-oriented. If this were the case, detectives likely would not think that the murder was premeditated. However, the reality was that carrying a weapon was unlike him, as his girlfriend testifies. If anything, this has dug
He's
an even
different than me.
deeper grave for Edgar, since there are grounds to charge him with first-degree murder. But Edgar somehow makes the situation
Edgar,
even worse for
it's been a
himself
fun.
with the interview
It's
he gives
been
one of the
fun.
officers who arrests him. This would also be where
See
we
ya.
finally see Edgar's mental state during and
Wouldn't wanna
after
be
the
ya.
murder.
It's important for
Stupid.
you to be able to tell your side of the
Fuck
story.
you,
about
kid.
what happened
You
back there.
ain't fucking doing
wanna
that to
listen
that
to it.
bull
I
for,
didn't necessarily
man.
want to do it here in the back of a police car.
You ain't had to drop
but
that
since you
boy.
mentioned that you have a gun and that it's in the car, I
That
think
bull
it's
was
important
no
that we have the
threat to
conversation.
him. No
So,
threat.
None of that is like, you know,
Why don't you tell
held
me?
accountable to me because you didn't tell me that before, you know? But all I gotta tell you is like,
Why don't you tell me your side of this? How did this happen?
in the long run, and she knows too, like,
Oh, man. See that? He just put her in it now. See?
she's been wanting to do it for a while. She's been wanting to become like a police officer, you know?
Okay. So we're okay talking? Yes? You're willing to talk to me?
A little bit.
Okay, a little bit. And like I said, anytime you want, Edgar.
If I don't want to talk to you, that's it.
You can
You're
say
cooked.
anytime during
You're
this conversation.
cooked, my
you say,
boy.
"Hey,
You
Steve,
ain't
I've
controlling
I've
nothing.
had
I'd rather
family
not talk."
members that are gay members, you know, and like I know the way it is.
I get it.
In the streets.
So I understand that.
Then why
that
you talking
have a
now,
life,
then, boy?
right? I get that. And it's important for you to get your side of this out. What happened? Why it happened? And
Nah,
I'm
that
willing
boy.
to listen to that.
Immediately, the detective sets up a safe space for
He
Edgar
just
to talk.
was drunk,
Considering
man.
the facts that he is drunk, these sort of questioning tactics have an instant effect on him as he begins to open up.
Did you know that guy?
I didn't know.
You didn't know him? What happened?
I just remember we were talking for like a while, you know, and then like that's it. Like I just remember we met up. He was like, "Oh, like I'll teach you how to like fucking snowboard. I'll teach you how to skate." I'm like,
Wow.
I know the way she is too, you know. Like I was like, "Oh, like yeah, that's fine," you know.
Did he do something that made you shoot him?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't dispute that. I just know that one thing led to our next, and we were just trying to get out of that parking lot real quick. And I realized she was asleep the whole night. She was asleep throughout the whole night. And I wish I was asleep that night too.
You're going to whip it in 20 years.
No. So, why did you have a gun on you today? You don't know. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me, and I think it's important that you just.
What
get
is
it
that
out.
sound?
Tell me the whole thing about what happened, what was said, why it happened.
Slowly
They're
but
ruining my
surely,
video.
Edgar begins to crack. The tears begin to flow, and
He just
his
was drunk.
consciousness starts
He just
to
was
catch
drunk,
up to
and
his
he tried to be a
actions.
big dog.
It seemed like, from what you described, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. Something happened. I'd like to know what.
I wish I did.
Heads up, man.
React like that, you know?
React like what?
I don't know.
How many times did you shoot it? Do you remember?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't know. I don't remember any of that. I just remember talking to someone about snowboarding. I remember talking to someone
You
about
don't get to
skiing.
play that.
And I just remember, like, leaving, like,
You don't get to play that. You don't get to play stupid now on why you shot him. That sounds getting on my freaking nerves now. But you don't get to do this now. That don't work anymore.
We had it out of sight. Like,
You don't know. You don't
We had
remember.
out, probably,
That's the shit you say when you're a motherfucking teenager. You know what I mean?
I was the one driving. Like, look at the miles on the car, you know?
Look at the miles on the car. What's that got to do with anything? What's that got to do with anything?
How did you meet this guy? Just talking in the bar, something different?
Just there.
Like, I had taken my girlfriend up to her room, to our room. I had taken her up to our room. And she was like, "You want to stay down there?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like, it's Nevada. Like, they don't have like California. You know, you can't serve alcohol after 2 a.m."
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
And I was like, "All right. Like, I mean, it's Nevada. Like, I don't
What does that got to do with anything, homeboy? You just shot some fucking body. What?
Like, for once. Okay. So then she was like, I was hoping you're out there because she was like throwing up. She was like out of it, being on, and like, because like she was driving the whole night, and I was like, I'll take care of you, you know?
This boy is dumb.
I go back down, and I don't know what happened. I just remember it being like fucking this at the, like now, like, I remember.
You see, this I don't remember shit don't play.
Do you always carry your gun with you?
You do remember. You do know where it came from. You do know you were drunk. You felt like you were tough. Something flashed in your head about something you watched last week probably on TikTok, and then you just blasted.
I've never been raised with the firearm like that.
With no plausible reason for his actions, there was no escape for Edgar. His actions were downright horrible, and nothing more than him doing whatever he felt in the spur of the moment. Edgar's girlfriend Savannah went on to admit
He gets
to the
a 9
destruction
on
of
the
evidence
goofy
as
scale
she lied
today.
about the presence of a
He
gun
gets a
when
9.
the two were arrested. She was granted a suspended 364-day jail sentence.
Oh, yeah,
As
okay.
for Edgar,
Lifey.
he pleaded guilty to first-degree murder
Lifey.
and faced additional charges for the use of a deadly weapon.
Sorry,
he was
guys.
sentenced to a maximum of 55 years.
What? How do you even get that? But that's the end of it for today, guys. It's Stevie83. Thank you for everybody subscribing. Thank you for all the likes running my channel up. We could do better. Run this thing to the moon. Let's go. Peace.